In this video, we'll break down these concepts in a way that's easy to understand and keeps you engaged from start to finish. By the time we're done, you'll be a pro at navigating the world of ifs and woulds. So, grab a snack, get comfy, and let's embark on this grammar adventure together. Subordinate clauses, the supporting cast of sentences. First things first, let's talk about subordinate clauses. Imagine a sentence is like a big family. The main clause is the head of the household, and the subordinate clauses are the quirky relatives who add extra information to the story. For example, take a look at this sentence. Sarah realized that she had forgotten her umbrella when the rain started pouring. In this sentence, Sarah realized is the main clause, the star of the show. That she had forgotten her umbrella is the subordinate clause, providing more juicy details about Sarah's situation. It's crucial to identify the main verb in a sentence because it plays a key role in the sequence of tenses, which we'll discuss next. Think of the main verb as the director of the sentence, guiding the other verbs to follow its lead. The sequence of tenses, a time-traveling adventure. Now, let's talk about the sequence of tenses. When the main verb is in the past tense, the verbs in the subordinate clauses usually follow suit. It's like a time-traveling adventure. If the main verb takes you to the past, the subordinate verbs join the journey. Check out these examples. Present tense in the main clause. Lucy believes that her team will win the championship. Past tense in the main clause. Lucy believed that her team would win the championship. See how will changes to would when the main verb shifts to the past tense? That's the sequence of tenses in action, making sure all the verbs are on the same page. However, there are a few exceptions to this rule. Infinitives and gerunds don't get affected by this time-traveling phenomenon. They're like the rebellious teenagers of the grammar world. They march to the beat of their own drum. Conditional sentences, the dynamic duo of ifs and woulds. All right, let's move on to the juicy part, conditional sentences. These sentences have two parts, the if clause and the main clause. They work together like a dynamic duo to express possible or hypothetical situations. There are three types of conditional sentences, each with its own unique tense combination. Think of them as the three musketeers of the grammar world, each with their own special power. Type 1, the probable protector. In this type, the if clause uses the present tense and the main clause uses the future simple. It's used when the situation is likely to happen, like a trusty sidekick always ready to save the day. For example, if Jessica studies hard, she will pass the exam with flying colors. Here, we're implying that Jessica studying hard is quite probable, and as a result, she'll ace the exam. It's like saying, if the hero puts in the effort, victory is assured. Type 2, the improbable imaginer. This type is used for situations that are unlikely to occur or are contrary to current reality. It's like the dreamer of the group, always imagining what could be, even if it's a bit far-fetched. The if clause takes the past tense, while the main clause uses the conditional tense. Check this out. If I had $1 million, I would travel around the world. In this case, the speaker doesn't actually have $1 million, sadly, so the situation is hypothetical. It's like saying, in a perfect world, I'd be living the dream. Type 3, the impossible time traveler. Brace yourself for a trip down memory lane. Type 3, conditional sentences are used to describe past situations that cannot be changed. It's like the time traveler of the group, always looking back and wondering, what if? The if clause uses the past perfect tense, and the main clause takes the perfect conditional. Here's an example. If I had studied harder, I would have passed the test. This means that the speaker didn't study hard enough in the past, and as a result, they didn't pass the test. It's like a grammatical version of if only I could turn back time. Variations and special cases, the grammar avengers. Now that we've covered the basics, let's explore some variations and special cases that'll make your conditional sentence game even stronger. Think of them as the grammar avengers, each with their own unique superpower to help you navigate the world of ifs and woulds. The mixed bag, conditional, the amalgamator. Sometimes you might come across a conditional sentence that's a mix of type 2 and type 3. It's like a grammar smoothie, blending the past and the present in one delicious sentence. For example, if I had studied harder in school, I would have a better job now. In this sentence, the if clause is in the past perfect, type 3, while the main clause is in the present conditional, type 2. It's the amalgamator's specialty, connecting the past and the present in one neat package. The polite request. The etiquette expert. When you want to make a polite request, you can use if you would or if you could in the if clause. It's like adding a sprinkle of politeness to your sentence, and the etiquette expert is here to help. Check this out. If you could pass the salt, I would be very grateful. With the etiquette expert by your side, you'll be making polite requests like a pro in no time. The even if clause, the stubborn stalwart. When you want to emphasize that the result will happen regardless of the condition, you can use even if. It's like saying, no matter what, this is going down. And the stubborn stalwart is ready to stand their ground. For instance, even if it rains, we will still have the picnic. The stubborn stalwart is here to show that nothing can stand in the way of your plans, not even the weather. The unless clause, the rebellious reverser. Unless is like the rebellious twin of if. It introduces a condition that must not be met for the main clause to happen. It's like saying, if this doesn't happen, then that will, and the rebellious reverser is here to shake things up. Here's an example. I won't go to the party unless you come with me. With the rebellious reverser by your side, you'll be creating conditions that go against the grain and make your sentences stand out. Indirect speech and conditional sentences. The reported speech ranger. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to combine conditional sentences with indirect speech. When reporting conditional sentences, the tense changes depend on the type of conditional sentence being reported, and the reported speech ranger is here to guide you through it. For type 1 conditional sentences, the tenses change according to the rules of indirect speech. Let's take a look. Direct speech. If I finish work early, I will go to the gym, said Jack. Indirect speech. Jack said that if he finished work early, he would go to the gym. But for type 2 and type 3 conditional sentences, the tenses usually remain the same in indirect speech. It's like they're frozen in time. Direct speech. If I had more free time, I would learn to play the guitar, said Lisa. Indirect speech. Lisa said that if she had more free time, she would learn to play the guitar. With the reported speech ranger by your side, you'll be navigating the world of indirect speech and conditional sentences like a true language hero. Other uses of will, would and shall, should, the versatile verb, vanguard. In addition to conditional sentences, will and would have some other interesting uses, and the versatile verb vanguard is here to showcase their talents. For example, we can use will plus infinitive to talk about present habits, especially when we want to emphasize the characteristics of the person performing the action. Check out this example. A true friend will always be there for you in times of need. Here, we're highlighting the characteristics of a true friend, rather than focusing on a specific action. When it comes to past habits, would is the star of the show. It can often replace used to when describing a past routine. Every summer, we would pack our bags and head to the beach for a month-long vacation. However, keep in mind that when used to expresses a discontinued habit, you can't replace it with would. Should and would can also be used to express probability or expectation. When someone asks you a question about the likelihood of something happening, you can respond with, I should, would think so, or I shouldn't, wouldn't think so. For example, Person A, do you think it will rain today? Person B, I should think so. The weather forecast said there's a 70% chance of showers. In this case, I should think so means probably yes. You can also use should or would have plus past participle to talk about expectations in the past. I would have thought that she'd be here by now. This implies that the speaker expected the person to arrive earlier. When you want to make a request, offer, or suggestion, you can use shall I we followed by the verb. It's like saying, hey, do you want me, us, to do this? Take a look. Request, shall I help you with your luggage? Offer, shall we go out for dinner tonight? Suggestion, shall we take a break and stretch our legs? In these cases, shall I we is a polite way to ask for permission or make a suggestion. Some verbs can be followed by that plus subject plus should to express a formal command or recommendation. This construction is often used as an alternative to a gerund or infinitive. Here are a few examples. The committee recommended that all employees should attend the training session. The doctor advised that I should get more rest. In these sentences, using should makes the command or recommendation sound more formal and less direct. Lastly, let's talk about a couple of other uses of should. You can use it to express surprise or disbelief. Who should walk in but my long-lost cousin? In this case, should adds a dramatic flair to the sentence, emphasizing the unexpected nature of the event. You can also use should in purpose clauses as an alternative to would or could. I left a trail of breadcrumbs so that I should not get lost in the forest. Here, should expresses the purpose or intention behind the action. Perfect infinitive continuous, the triple threat. Now, let's talk about the perfect infinitive continuous, which is like the grammatical equivalent of a triple-decker sandwich. It's the triple threat of the grammar world, combining three elements to create one powerful construction. It's formed by combining to have been with the present participle of the main verb, like this. He seems to have been waiting for hours. This construction is mostly used after auxiliary verbs and the verbs appear and seem, but it can also pop up after happen, pretend, and the passive forms of believe, know, report, say, and understand. Check out these examples. She couldn't have been studying all night. I saw her at the party. He appears to have been working on this project for months. The perfect infinitive continuous helps us talk about actions that were ongoing in the past, usually before another past action or time. It's like the triple threat's secret weapon, allowing us to express complex ideas with ease. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground in this conditional sentences and sequence of tenses extravaganza. From subordinate clauses and the sequence of tenses to the three types of conditional sentences and their variations, you're now equipped with the knowledge and skills to navigate the world of ifs and woulds like a true language superhero.
Past tense here, stories told, actions done, moments bold, had and seen, played the part, perfect tenses from the start. Past and perfect, clear and true, grammar shines in all we do. Had and have, set the scene, in our words the past is seen. If I'd known, then I'd go. Perfect tense helps us show. Had I tried, done it right, past reflects in perfect light. Past and perfect, clear and true, grammar shines in all we do. Had and have, set the scene, in our words the past is seen. Future talks with perfect past, actions done, shadows cast, present shows what we mean. Perfect tense, past is seen. Have you learned all the rules? Perfect tenses, grammar tools. Had you tried, would you see? Perfect tense sets us free. Past and perfect, clear and true, grammar shines in all we do. Had and have, set the scene, in our words the past is seen. Use these rules, write with pride, past and perfect side by side. Grammar guides every line, with these tools our words shine.